G'day football fans, and welcome to a brand new series here on Dylan on the Ball. We are trying something absolutely new to the channel, giving Football Manager on the Xbox a red hot crack in the form of Erik Ten Hag taking over Manchester United. It was just confirmed the other day, and it's something near and dear to my heart as a bit of an Ajax fanboy. I sit here wearing their Three Little Birds Bob Marley edition jersey, just a big Ajax and a Johan Cruyff fan at the end of the day, so hopefully we can go some way to recreating the right style of football and doing justice to how good Erik Ten Hag has been at Ajax. Today's video we're going to have a bit of a quick run through of the tactics that we're going to try and implement here at United. We're going to evaluate the squad, maybe see where we could improve and maybe what might be lacking with the new system that we'll be implementing. And we'll come up with a bit of a transfer shortlist for that. So by the time the next video rolls around, we should be right and ready to go for the first game of the season. Hopefully a couple of incomings, potentially outgoings. Look, I'm not going to say this will be the most realistic thing. Of course, we're starting back in July of 2021, so who knows, maybe Jadon Sancho will hit the ground running rather than taking a few months. Who knows, we might sell Harry Maguire before the season starts. I just don't know. You never know. So this is what the, I guess, primary formation is going to look like. I might play around with the roles a little bit. I've gone with a backline that I think the backline will probably stay as is, with the roles being the wing backs on attack and the centre backs as ball playing centre backs on with the stopper role. Defensive mid is one I'll probably pick and choose and chop and change a little bit. I've got it at register at the moment. I know it's little description things as it's good for a possession-based system. So, look, we'll give it a go to start with, and I guess just see how we go. I might give other things a go depending on how successful or unsuccessful we might be. We'll see. For the other two midfielders, I have got a box-to-box midfielder, just so we have a bit of a midfield general, a bit of a workman-like centre mid who does a bit of everything, next to a Mazzala who is given that more of that license to get forward and to be sort of a prime creator, hoping to maybe unleash a bit of a renaissance for Paul Pogba, maybe back to some of his greatness at Juventus and something we've United even have been lacking. I also think that probably is just absolutely suited to Bruno Fernandes. He's a very hard-working midfielder and a great attacking midfielder. So hopefully we can get the most out of him and maybe turn him into a bit of a De Bruyne. I don't know. Maybe that's controversial. I don't know. Maybe United fans are going to slaughter me. I don't care. On the wings, we've got, at this point, I've got an inside forward and a winger on attack. My thought behind that was, anyway, that the way that Ajax play, they've got Dusan Tadic on the left-hand side, most of the time anyway, and he sort of likes to drift in and out, and he's more of less of a winger and more of an attacking midfielder who likes to start out wide, I guess. So we're hoping that there's a lot of linking up there with the left back, so Luke Shaw and Alex Telles on the left-hand side there. Whoever it is that we decide to put on the left for any given game. The thought behind the other side being a winger is that if you watch Ajax and watch how good Anthony has been this season, he's just been incredible, starting out wide, cutting in on his left, taking people on, and bringing a bit of Joga Bonito to Dutch football. Another role that we might chop and change is the striker role. I've got it on complete forward at the minute, but I might sort of chop and change that depending on who's playing. With Ronaldo getting on in years, he's obviously still going to bang in a few goals, but we might sort of chop and change that role to sort of tailor to exactly what he needs out of us at that role. Then if we have Cavani on in there, it's obviously a bit of a different striker role, but we'll maybe try and tailor that to what those strikers need at the front of the lineup there. As for the tactics, look, it's probably not perfect. We're going with a sort of possession-based system with a lot of width, overlapping wide backs, and trying to play out from the back. I'm very much open to chopping and changing this. So if you think there's something I should change here that could make it a bit more Ten Hag-esque or a bit more total football, I'm more than open to giving it a go, and I mean treating it as more of an experiment than something I'll really, I don't know, something that'll keep me up at night maybe. I'm not entirely sure this will be that. Out of possession, it looks intense. We're going to counter press, and then when we have won the ball, look to counter. If it doesn't work out, that's when we hold the ball, is the train of thought anyway. We've got our keeper to distribute quickly at the moment, but looking at that, it feels wrong. We're also looking to play out of defence. Off the ball, we've got quite a high line of engagement and a high defensive line. Again, looking to win the ball high up the pitch and trigger that press quite often so that we just basically dominate the ball and do what we want to do with it. I've then also set up just 2 other formations, exactly the same tactics in the team instructions, just with a bit of tweaks. I guess this one being a tweak in the way that the midfield's set, so that we sort of had the 2 holding midfielders, I guess, maybe a McTominay and a Fred holding the midfield, maybe if we're getting a bit dominated with just the one holding mid, and maybe unleashing Pogba or Fernandes a bit more with just attacking freedom, I guess. And the third system, look, it looks a bit bizarre, but the general thought is that the 2 blokes in behind the striker have a bit of freedom to drift wherever they want to drift, and the wide backs are going to overlap and hopefully get in behind and whip in some crosses. Definitely open to changing this one, maybe using what are trequartistas at the minute, and maybe moving them in out wide so that we really have a bit of a combo of the wide backs overlapping and our wide players maybe cutting in. You guys let me know what you reckon might be better for that one. Looking then at the squad, of course we all know what they're doing. It's been a bit of a high profile season for United, with Ronaldo coming back and being Cristiano Ronaldo and all the attention that comes with that, as along with sort of a bit of a, look, let's call it a down season for them, a season of transition, and one where Harry Maguire's dominated a lot of headlines with not so great publicity, let's say. And as we look up and down the squad, I mean, it's quite a large squad looking at it. Probably not a need for 5 centre-backs, especially one of them being Phil Jones. He could probably bugger off. So I'll probably look to get rid of him. As for midfield, there isn't really a standout option as the register or the holding mid in the 4-3-3 sort of total football Ajax system that we're looking to run. I would like to maybe see how McTominay goes there. It might be one that we have to train him in, but I think he might end up being long term anyway the best sort of option we have at the moment. Matic probably losing his legs a little bit, and honestly I'd probably like to see him go. Fred, I'm not sure I trust him to be the sole holding mid. Maybe if he's in the midfield 2, I trust him because he's got someone alongside him, but as the one, maybe it'll work out on Football Manager, but I have my doubts anyway. Looking further forward, I guess lacking a little bit of depth perhaps out wide. I mean, we've got, technically there are 4 players that can play the wide positions, or 5 even, with Elanga as well, but with Sancho, Mata, Lingard, Rashford and Elanga, it just feels like we're probably lacking something. Juan Mata's definitely got on a bit. He's not an out-and-out winger. Jesse Lingard, it just hasn't really worked out for him at United. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to sort of rejuvenate or resurrect a bit of a United career for him, or if we'd be better off just shipping him on, really. Then up front, at the moment, we've just got the 2 pensioners up front. Ronaldo, who is still going to absolutely score the bulk of our goals, and Edinson Cavani. We probably really need another option there. It'd be good to have, with those 2 experienced marksmen who've had great careers, it'd be good to have someone a bit younger that they could sort of teach and help grow. Maybe like I'm not sure, maybe an Adeyemi if we can afford him somehow, or in a dream Darwin Nunez from Benfica maybe. On a whole, I guess in this first season, because I mean technically we've forked out on a contract for Ronaldo. We've brought in, Sancho, Varane, maybe that's about it. Our finances are a little depleted, so we could probably bring in maybe one, maybe two players. I'll need to think about what the real sort of biggest point is. I'm thinking it might be up front, whether it's a winger who can play up front as well. I know Rashford probably can. I think the current views are only showing their natural positions, so he probably can play up front as well. But maybe just someone who can play a bit of both, like a Wilfried Zaha. I know, maybe bring him back to United. Didn't work out the first time. Maybe the Dutch system will really bring it out of him. I'm not sure. But I'll come back to you in just a tick with hopefully some sort of a short list for who we can bring in. Alrighty then. So I've drawn up a little bit of a short list here. I will preface this with saying, 1, this isn't realistic. I want to reiterate that. It's not necessarily going to be a realistic thing. 2, not all of these are going to happen at all this season. You can see in the sort of top right area, we've only got 32 million to work with this season, so hopefully maybe with an outgoing or two we get a little bit more and we can try and get someone new. Also, this is sort of, a lot of them are a bit longer term than necessarily immediate options, like Pau Torres, first on the list, I guess, for instance. I think for this season we might stick with just the 4 centre-backs. So Varane, Maguire, Lindelof and Erik Bailly. But in the future, obviously, Varane's getting old. Lindelof and Bailly might not be the quality we want to go moving forward, and Harry Maguire. So Pau Torres is one that, just in a quick look, I picked him out and think that he's been rumoured with United before, so it might be good to get him through. It might be next season, it might be one after that. I'm not sure. It'll depend on how the rest of the squad's tracking, and I guess also depend on whether he gets a move elsewhere. Who knows? After him, there is a few midfielders: Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Ismail Bennacer, and Ruben Neves. Again, not necessarily realistic. I guess Declan Rice is one that has been rumoured previously with United, as has Ruben Neves. Just some solid options. I guess Ismail Bennacer is possibly the least high profile of those, but possibly the most, I guess with our current budget, the most realistic. If he is if midfield, I guess, is the one position we do want to fill this season, he'd be probably the most realistic option that we'd be able to get this year. But certainly moving forward, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, definitely players that we want to hopefully work up the bank balance to be able to snag somehow. As for forward players, again, this is not necessarily a this season plan. A lot of these are going to be players that we'd perhaps look at in the long run, especially players that are going to cost us a lot more, like Gnabry or Richarlison perhaps. I guess the most realistic option of them, I mean, I was going to say was Iñaki Williams, but he's already on £190,000 a week. I'm not sure how we'll be able to wrangle that one. We might need to reassess this and get someone a little on the cheaper side. Hopefully we can maybe negotiate something with Serge Gnabry or someone else, hopefully, that we can bring in and has a bit of versatility, but also quality in that versatility, not just a bum on a seat sort of thing. But by next video, I hope to have some sort of business done, whether it is one of these forward players you see here, or it's someone else that we've scouted and think will fill the boots nicely. And we'll also be up to the first game of the season. As you see here, we have got five friendly matches. Maths isn't my strong suit. 5 friendly matches, I think. And then our opener of the season, where we host Everton. We've then got a couple of big fixtures after that with Arsenal and Chelsea, but that will be down the line and possibly, quickly covered before a bigger game against Liverpool. Who knows? We will see. But that will wrap it up for this first video, just sort of setting the scene, painting a picture of what we're looking for in this United season. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you comment down below any ideas you might have for who we should be signing, any changes to the tactics we went through earlier, anything like that. I'd really appreciate that one there. Leave a like down below if you're enjoying this video, you like the idea of it, and you're going to follow along with the series. Subscribe to not miss a video. We've also obviously got a Wolves season on FIFA going on. We did have a player season, but as I was playing the following fixtures, I realised just how awful it's going to be. I think I ended up playing more of a midfield role than a striker, and it just didn't work out. I think we played Brentford and had 30% possession, like Crystal Palace, the home side, against Brentford had 30% possession and we lost 1-0. I think I had 2 shots. It just isn't working. So we're moving forward with something new, something exciting here with Football Manager. Make sure to also follow us on the social medias. They are all down in the description below. Plenty going on there, and of course, if you reach out, I'll try to get back to everyone. If you have any ideas about this series, about the Wolves series, anything like that, I'll always respond on those as long as you aren't too abusive. Anyway, until next time, guys, when we go again to set the scene for our Premier League season with Erik Ten Hag at Manchester United. Peace.